Mame Samu akwa babiem na me fa property day break no so anapedi this one discussion segment e de be sommo na Democrat anaba nkranhyesem motivation so aba Mark Elom Jemfi sports general ene efia inshira wonom na ebo aya ye de Democrat ano ye de nimu nsem ye de ebrel na baby a wana pbia na live on Facebook so nti obetimi ajoin ye wo a share stream no ama afoforo so nsa etimi akabi sanse ene nkoma ye bidi no ayan komo ahia ayan komo baby a wo bia no hu behia se obetie bi na so de wadwe mpokra no e de aba o hwa omre no a 12 minutes after 8 and at 12 after 8 I have a property TV property day breaks one pay in your transmitted live if you main studios what dan so man control can name Mr. Bix quantum porn so and as a star by teacher hope and I butu an pay yidi enkwe e wo your friend Abeiku Yamoah production team no so I solid my beda for atena se an pay ye bedi nkobo ye di nkan di hu nkobo kakra wa hade kire ho no e say opposition party and I say minority in parliament and ani omo accuse the ruling party say TOLLS ya na wo ho kane ya na e generate sikade ma man na ma itimi sisi ya kwan ya aban ye ba ye a etwemu yi wo mo egu no na wo mo ye say 1% ka wo mo san e revive and wo mo modernize no one the pressure to aban yi so say enimenim ya no onye ntem na onsiesie ye TOLLS na say o ma TOLLS no ensan embrabium na eno na pe yebedi hu nkomo say time a wo mo ka say mo bu TOLLS no ye mu binom ye kasa fa ho say wo mo nya abotre na wo mo ntoto nwoma e beboa say na be ya mpo mu gu no a enteki more time na yetimi assign ya TOLLS ni because kwan bi aso na ka TOLLS mpo no ebo ama afoforo so kwanye adwuma ye persons with disability wo munye adwuma ye ayedea krono ne de na bi koso wo saa TOLLS sector no but ayedea obenya kakra ye betimi di support baby e de aye kwan na etimi aboa e na ban ye twemu yi fi ho no de e-levy e ba se no betimi aboa e ma ya kwan ne ade kra na etimi di bi nso aye say U10 no abemu no ene de yamafo start raise consent ahodo but ye betie press conference a wo mo ye no na nsem o mo de tuga e ka kire Ghana for titu ne majority na aban ye wo odi oman so se wo mo nya ntem na wo mo ematobuta wo mo gu no wo mo sanfamra back ana pay opanyi Agyei Kusi eye NPP communications team member ono ofidie mu sanso Samuel Okine eye NDC communications team member ono so e wo fi ha na pe ombeboa man na ye nkomo no etimi akoso me nso ye frame Abeiku Yamoah wa wo hwe me minim din eti se opese wo de wade mpode ba mrepem ye bie phone lines no a na wa bem obetimi kwa akọ Facebook nso de wade mpo e de akọ akọfa ho e ma yetimi edi nkomo ma me ma begafo akọ aba na me wi a yakọ akọhwe video a ana yakọ akọhwe nsem a minority for the to majority for the nim no yakọ akọhwe no na yabasisi a abegafo metia ba mama akọ aba
ejo so
bibi aboko de
bibi akolade adom
okay na your friend is say brasa me ususia ablekuma your friend is say Yero Vanderpoy. Yes, I say ususia but I'm say who part no so pepe ai beard ne de uyemu adwuma yi a efata pa yeah anape ho afemo
yemu adwuma pa
ai ho afemo o shirt no so de nya agro me share extra large
okay
ti da onam krumu a onsabe so tobi so no papa ba kwa ma
me brands omo discount me Kusi enti ono so ka kire me say
ai ono ne watch na me pe ono so me do no so a
watch shirt
yes na etimi me nya trouser black ones is
one share ba na wa na to trouser
openye Agyei Kusi akwaba se se die nyame adom ahode aba kakra
oh nyame adom eguso ebeye
bibia be fine yes opposition heading pa na sana manfo keka ba me nim ti na me bisa we
say opposition heading
yes opposition nyagro holding say ja freebies bi amba
oh Just a microphone.
Okay.
So we want to hear.
Bibian to me, my boss. All right, Mate. But as opinion, Agyei Kusi and Samuel Okine, NPP NDC representatives, and I'll move here. Monsieur Fremi Abeiku Yamoah, represent Ghana and Ghana for the Property TV. My team come minority for the two, and team Ra. Yaba, na for discussion segment, na chassis. Yaba, Sisia.
On this issue of road tolls, it is important to set the record straight. The previous administration of the new patriotic government suspended the collection of road tolls with the clear objective of modernizing the system, transition from manual collection to a more efficient technology-driven framework. At the time the NPP left office, plans were far advanced towards the reintroduction of modernized road tolling, including the development of an electronic toll collection. Indeed, a concession agreement had already been laid before the last parliament as part of the process to operationalize the new system. The current government strongly criticized the previous administration to suspend the road toll collection and promised Ghanaians that road tolls will be reintroduced under a new framework. However, upon assuming office, the NDC government has truncated this process, effectively halting the process that had been made. As a result, 15 months into the current administration, this promise remains unfulfilled. There has been no visible commencement of the process to reintroduce road tolls, despite earlier commitment made to the Ghanaian people. This continued delay raises questions regarding the government's policy consistency and revenue mobilization strategy for road maintenance. The failure to continue and complete the modernization process has not only delayed a critical revenue stream, but also raises questions regarding the government policy consistency and revenue mobilization strategy for road maintenance. Now,
Mr. Speaker, I say this as a matter of fact. I am not responding to anybody except those who are falsifying information on social media. Mr. Speaker, the NDC did not award over 70 billion cedis worth of work under the big push. Indeed, we said 54 billion of that was for new works, and then the 23 projects were projects that we inherited, costing another 14.8 billion. And indeed, Mr. Speaker, there's spurious information online that 76%
Honorable
of big
Minister,
push,
just go ahead with yours.
Mr. Speaker, I say this as a matter of fact. I am not responding to anybody except those who are falsifying information on social media. Mr. Speaker, the NDC did not award over 70 billion cedis worth of work under the big push. Indeed, we said 54 billion of that was for new works, and then the 23 projects were projects that we inherited, costing another 14.8 billion. And indeed, Mr. Speaker, there's spurious information online that 76%
Honorable
of big
Minister,
push
just go ahead with your
projects
statement.
were sole source is also false. Only about 44% of those projects were procured through sole sourcing. And I state on record, Mr. Speaker, we are making progress as a House and as a country to make sure that much of our procurement is done competitively. But that is why I'm saying that those who claim to have done this so-called analysis based on data we submitted to them freely didn't help the country. Because if they did due diligence, they would have known that those percentages they put outside were pure fabrications and false. And indeed, Mr. Speaker, President Mohammed's government has taken steps to improve the procurement process. And as a matter of fact, as I said, I'm not having a go at our colleagues on the other side. I say that today as a minister, almost the 110 billion cedis worth of projects we inherited were all procured through sole sourcing. I don't blame them, Mr. Speaker. I sat on this side of the House not too long ago when the people of Swami were demonstrating against the respected former leader, Honorable Chairman Sabonso, I supported the fact that we should procure the Swami interchange through sole sourcing because it was urgent and we needed to do it. When the motorway was awarded to Motor Angels, a foreign company, and they couldn't raise the financing, I was one of the first people to say that let's terminate the work and get a Ghanaian contractor to do it. In this house, we also agreed that that project should also be awarded on sole sourcing to the contractor Maripoma. Mr. Speaker, I say this simply because the impression is that when we were in opposition, we said nothing about sole sourcing was good, and when we were now in government, we are doing the opposite. Mr. Speaker, what I presented to you today shows that everything has to be done in context.
Okay, so come on, you both majority ne minority. Now, come on, you ne fa itobuta minority for the earlier video you watched. The minority calling on the majority and I said the government to bring back the toll booth no disorganizing no and I said wamugu no ansana wamu efi Abeimu no na enye se wamugu no akeke but no so bo temu po bi say one person modernize no wamo ye no papa wamo ye no yi se na be bitima generate sika e de ama oman ma me sha simfi yera Agyei Kusi ono ewo opposition and of course one na calling on the government to bring back your friend is saying toll booth, you know. But let me first of all ask, say the motive omode a good toll booth, you know. Now she say ben and wo honom say wo mo beye na mo timi nya toll booth in the back. Now woman timi anya kopem to bu fi Abeimu afei omode pressure abre aban o tie dwaso. Openi akwa ababium.
Ye nu abe.
Mpacho boko de.
Erade adom.
Ablikuma so Ablikuma oh no oh
Koli Kloti.
Yeah, Koli Kloti about one person so o MP hu ye
MP hu ye zinato ne hu ye pa
ah na dem na me bisa waso okoko bi asem we dey asaw ye oye
we na me ka se me ka se ne hu ye ada ba ka okay ne hu ye
yes
abe bedase na memfa akwanye so enchia adofo bi edika menchia nkoma udaleta
okay
nyankopon enka no na ho bambo na zido na nisu ade hu no enkoso etoso biem mechia e former boss
okay
professor abe me yare da ho ni bia me wen anuanum bia bo ami o
wow
oh papa no ono na honorable press apia debra former candidate Koli Kloti PC na wow boss
okay
Cantona omo abo me pa na memfa enchie mu odin so ma yen ya enua Ablekuma North constituency chairperson
okay
yeah NDC miwa yeah NDC na se na America enua
okay
oh e wa no afre me say je bi te won ka che na me so menua me da so che oh no so kakra sun na oh wow adofo akire mu ndo pa mama hu se me
ya de
nti mechia wo pa nyankopon nhira wo ni de wo mahwere mo hu be nyankopon enhye wo mo anam abe toll booth ya sem de ye kan edurubre bia de na de bia na me kan se moma yemfa ye to obawia moma yemfa politics no ento nchen na oman no chichire ni mom no ehia ye
certainly
otiase se ya nya ne saade a Ghana ye bekoso atena de ye tie ya na wo mu a politicians ya edikai wo yanim no wo makoso adi yie na yen so a ye wo form no yakoso atena form se de ye ye tie no a
okay
otiase toll booth no anya bia na bibi kakra ye de e supporto oman no na empanimfo ye oman susue bi se ye de to nchen kakra ya ye hwehwem se de be ya ye betimi aye de enya income no
okay
be free say e ho no de menka se na echia kakra set de kura na meka ne se na echia kakra eche se ye wo store ho ne se ye ton ne ma ne pese enya income a ye nto store no a se ye to store ma ye hye ye foforo ansa na ye nya income nti ho no de na echia kakra na so tie omu ansem ye nsem a eba hyehyɛ ya yeto ho no ye nuanom kura nso eba abɛmo no ebra na bonto ano ye adwen sɛ ba sɛ de tie bia de bɛɛdɛ ebeba
okay
ɛna NPP ye kyerɛ sɛ ebra ye fura abɛmo no ne aye ho hyehyɛ e de ato ho a ye sɛ ka mo ba ya ebra ne de mo beto aso so na akoye politics sɛ de America no si enyai politics no a ne amfa amamuo no embra no ne sɛ de bɛyɛ nipa betena oman no mu adiye no ama abrebia no yanko yanim we kukuru kose ya politics nti we ba no adato me so be ya me de so ne nyina Ghana skana na ye de nti ko ba sa na ye ne ye tia tax ne nyina no ati se ye twa tax ne de egu ye nyamfa so bia e wo so hwe ukọ ye nkura se a ba bia enuane efri ba nyina la ko hwe ekwa no kura anye de enye so ekwa ne nye nti ekoba sa na eha nti de me de mesren se ne ye ka no ye fra ba mu no ni aye hyehye no ato nti se ye o se nye o se de ba na beboa ya ade ne ye twentwen so ne sole a bosia kura ya ye kwaji wo nkrofo ma so kura no ahia ne ye kwa ye de maye so cha se nti betima support ya enmenum ya eya sem papa moma ye mfembra na o man no so ye nkonko ya nim wo cha se na se de be ye politics na mo na yes dabi de eno na edi Ghana ye nwa no emwa ye
but minority force say I say aban na chedodo meanwhile hyehyɛ omudi gu akwam no minim but I'm here to know from the NDC side minim hyehyɛ amudi gu akwam bi ekudu ya enu nti o metime gina oman no anase aban no kon so tenkyena se eniminim ya no mo hwanye minim sa side no de
se omo ye kyerɛ sɛ enka aban no ekɔ no anim ekɔ so a enka bia after 2024 election no echi no so I'm fan say 2025 na ayede a started what you say sane hyehyɛ ya eda ho say 2026 na yede ye we enti sane e beka de ya ho adwuma wi a eda ho de e say ye de ba enti say empanufo nso ohun bibia omufiri so mu beka de enti a e ma ya omo so e mekere na ye hu de enti a enye de e ma ya ba ye enti bibia emfiri ho sa
okay all right ma me ko brasa me ho na brasa me kra de mo na mo Abeimu a minority for na accuse mu say mo fa to but I say mo delay dodo
okay edi kan me chair me party for from the president to the last person in the branch and one young boy be away unity where constituency mo call for executive member and I think as a country it is time we have to give the young people
we have to give the young people
the chance the political space because we say 2021 population census now it show clearly say you to know your doors so it has come to a time as I say to more they needed training so they are actually penifoni ni wa omo betimi atwaso you see MPP what I want to say is that when you spend more time on organizing press conferences your party people will notice it and with time when they realize you are only engaging in propaganda and not a press conference that is geared towards national development, they will defect from your party and they will join the NDC, and that is why the global infernalities are declared Omo party lose base by 25% and the NDC is gaining momentum by 45%. At this time, it will only be prudent to say NPP as a political party, they will concentrate on organizing their party rather than organizing useless press conferences. You see, these toll booth issues, NPP for now, a collapsing. The motive behind all their discussion about we should bring it back, and say this Middle East tension now, because fuel prices are already going up, and before I sign a better transportation first, they put all those things into consideration, including toll booth sikana on and say the banners the drivers then the drivers will push for transportation increment. Then the Ghanaian people will know that the NDC as a political party is not working. So the way the party will look attractive. That is the strategy they are doing. I know. You see, NPP for a collapse toll booth based on 3 reasons. One, almost a creative traffic congestion.
Yes, Mekai. 2,
almost a sikana in a free toll booth.
Yes, Mekai pa.
And until omu collapse no. Now omu the e-levy Abba, and that was the 3rd reason. And on collapse toll booth on the 8th September 2023 almost after Kusi said Omo ba spending 1 million Ghana cedis of the taxpayers money. No more the bubu those structures now.
Yes, and what to join them.
So today, what has changed? My question is, what has changed? And if you claim, say, a president should implement toll booth again, it is a good idea because the president himself, waka say, obesa reintroduce toll booth.
Okay.
Because one, toll booth not a creative employment.
Yes. Yes.
Toll booth alone employed about 800 people in the
yes.
country. So 800 people, no, now omo disabled, bare 200 account. I think 3 days ago or so.
Omo ye picketing, yes. Omo ye demonstration, yes.
But also at the mention, until we bringing back toll booth, Eka NDC, but the issue is that want me emfa Oshe and two presidents to say on introduce policy view when our president has not come out to say that I need money for something.
Okay.
And so therefore let me tax Ghanaians. Say the president in Shishebiba say me person me tax Ghanaians. Now me di bibia. Then you can call on government and tell government say okay say we reintroduce toll booth. So if you think say you need money for something and I say you need money for road maintenance, why don't you implement that policy now? Okay, say
okay.
But government has not come out to complain, and government is trying to be charitable with the people of Ghana because of mine. Look at the price of fuel today because of the tension happening in Middle East. So the NPP as a political party, they intentionally redistributed toll booth. They intentionally redistributed tax to burden the ordinary Ghanaian in the name of cancelling toll booth. No more the e-levy because at that time, no more say majority of the people were using mobile money. And you know, say you toll booth if you only the mobile money you may sika baby. So in the first year, the expected amount of money and no more expected on being free mobile money. This e-levy was around 6.9 billion. But they realized that they were not able to generate the revenue. The first year, they got around 611 million Ghana cedis.
From the e-levy?
From the e-levy. The second year, they got 2.2 billion. That is 2023.
Yes.
2024, it was 2.1 billion. So the target they set for introducing e-levy in Ghana, they couldn't achieve it. So what was the purpose behind you scrapping toll booth? And then you go into a position, now you come back again and say that, Tama yewa abemunu, na nshishe yewa homa yese, yeah. And this one, but yeah, as I say, we are Otwaso. San Shishayano, a young Shishay.
Okay.
San Shishayano, a young Shishay. The mere party via what the policy in a party via what time or person they implemented the policies. And within a constitution, Emma, on my penny 4 years, you have 4 years to implement your manifesto promises.
Okay.
And until 4 years, no, ever elapsing. When me for share and two president, and any cabinet ministers who say, I didn't know who implement this policy. And that is one of the reasons why I've always been on the neck of MPP. Say, force no more to end this. I didn't know implement a 24-hour economy. It is so wrong. Because when we rush into implementing such policies, at the end of the day, it is the ordinary Ghanaian.
Yes. Because you are shared the cons and pros of it.
At this crucial time, sensitive government being. And yet to form even the Middle East tension na ekoso no yenye hu senior ebekwa sensitive government ben and obeka say etese me sande levy bi eba and also epakoka this petroleum product no just to raise the burden of the ordinary consumer.
Okay.
So I would say that the NPP people, they are confused with the demand they are demanding. In as much as say or might be in Sika to do certain things in the country and I say to undertake developmental projects. That does not also justify the fact that an opposition party can force the ruling government to implement a tax just to overburden the ordinary Ghanaian. And clearly, MPP, they don't know what they are looking for. And I'll say that instead of spending much time organizing useless press conference, just recently, I'm organizing press conference in Kuku.
Yes, Kuku.
I say one gentleman, yeah.
Or trend the pan.
The guy is trending, and I'm seeing MPP for Abuano. On say omu yes and come the better trendy, but I don't know the day no. Okay, any momu trendy. You see, we have gotten to a time in this country, as I say it me can't if MPP for be catch says Akuku issues, no names Kuku prices are always determined by the international market. We are just engaging in propaganda and mischief and nothing more. So these issues of toll booth, MPP they don't have the right to force the government and tell the government say at this time you have to implement toll booth. Government has never come to you say MPP as a political party. but me bossing and I'm maintaining rules and as BB. And time I'm collapsing no. You knew very well say you were creating revenue gap. So you created a problem, you created a revenue gap without introducing an alternative. And you are now forcing the ruling government to fix a mistake that you did. So to me, no, like I said, they are over demanding. In as much as I said they are called, every government needs money, like I've said, no. They are overcalled, they are overreacting. They should wait. At the right time, President Mahama will reintroduce these toll booth issues. But this time, I can say it on authority, say President Mahama will not reintroduce toll booth. At the time, fuel prices are rising. So if the intention, and he say, oh, young to toll booth, send a beya, you bet me increase fuel prices. Now, drivers are calling for transportation increment so that the government will look unattractive to the Ghanaian people. No man can say, oh, say I catch them and say NDC for more money. Then I'm telling them, say President Mahama or on the time or the way implementing the policy be now until that time, as I say in Yamre, a man no to me implementing the policies.
Okay, all right. It is Samuel Okine, a NDC communications team member, na pay on na or ten in Kano say it wasn't part of NDC for plan say the Abeiku Yamoah toll booths, and of course one man facade and year campaign. But I mean will be a into a so na NPP for say 1%, one more a good toll booth no now modernizing no. Most people spoke about it. Komunya will transfer. Now one more year to 20 years, of course. You're right. You Kusi say you go no that time ready. One more now crack a satiai. But here na your dream was then this na in pay for 2 and among a brand among one more dream whom you know because I'm man sa and as a cobanis happen now I say I didn't know ya pray ya huna ya koye said they are not free senior high school neighbor no obi anyone ma umpire the papa. There are few people who umpire the papa and they are umpire and those who need good spirit but then they are fine free senior school in Agyei to say then we now share the implementation of senior net here. It's challenges which yes policy be about it comes with a challenge. Now ye toll booth na dey enough way workers be brave by 800 and papa king be most of them are married your friends men and women most of them are disabled so most of them so I say it is difficult for them to even feed themselves a day. It is not a way to be born more kakra na dan ye gu no a wo mu nyina ko fi mfidie wo ho nyina ye koyi nyina nanka wo mo san kra disika akwa say structure say what toll booth centers ni nyina. Until then what is the problem? But I just want to know say if it was part of the manifesto of the NDC say ya ba be toll booth dia and then nanka the minority can be on the neck of the majority and I say the government say mona ma kanti munya ntentem. But I think say aban bia won hihye ya odi edwuma opanye de Kusi Oshemu clearly it wasn't part of the NDC for manifesto say by be toll booth bia nanka old ones no wan ka be maintain e no. But
it was part, but we say very modernized.
Yeah, in American. Yes. Mehu, but and sheda something that you were prioritizing. Yes. Mehu. Openye je Kusi. Je say o hwa de no a minority for I say parliament na minority for no bibia ebe ma omunya attention. That is what people are saying that ebi won kra no hwe na anu ikoko ekuafo ya the speaker se kosi koko fom ya ma koko kwani microphone ye nka se bi obi anye but ebi nu kra no se bi o mo kasa se na ete no meanwhile aban ya ba out clearly abeka se eye reasons bi ntina koko price no what so aba fom who say minority for omo ye dodo e o mrase bi fio
abe me da se Mama Sancha former boss ebiem Professor Sir ene me boss honorable Prince Apia Debra me chia omo biem abe wo tie me kasa na unim me kasa esese ye di politics no eto nchen ni ye di amamu a ebeboa oman no eye dey eto ho me kan ade we wo kan akoko sem eni ade a baby ami wona make us a mehwe me ho no se me wo ekurase koko fo ye dey e wo ho na mu kasa amesre mo kasa ya mama no emenyam kakra ye ka kasa bia ye de atindidie bi fa blofo wo de ka asam atua wo bia eye easy
but ye kan local
bo se wo kan se sebe wo kan se bia wo ye nkwasasem bia demonstration blofo a wo kan no but ya mama ye hwe enema bi eye wo ye kasem
yo
hwe koko se ma na mo de kan se 11 ni nti na me ka se mo me fa politics no
ni nyina ngu nche
11 na o mo de ba ye no so a abai so ebeyi eye dey efri ho na back tax no
yes
ekoshe mo a mo top petrol no so mo eno mo susu ho sa na wo top petrol 1 gallon
utua 1 cedi
nti se o top 4 gallons a he na wutua fatam se a month ni nyina ba bia wo kwan ofa so a odi dey beka se odi eye na de but enema bi wo ho a si ye kono dalachia mo man ye hwe de beboa oman no won se sitie koko sem American koko sem masa from enkwame nkroma tam ebepim ne enye NDC biemu aba ankamente koko market world market krammente ne border because every biala in the government bia koko board yedika anameboa but yanti akuafo sika so da opasisi from kromatam bepim ne so what is say yesi koko for koko aba form koko price akosoro amiate akuafo sika so da what be da ebi si da opa ko what you say again na man see e policy da ho a mo susu say we no ye policy a emwa ye yie firi ho e di aba be si say all politics na make no me ye me de na be no eno na akofo say susan so we de e dey abreye enti sie betena ha ye mama yenka na ye mpanimfo no ntia se se edru bra asese Ghana he the whole ewiase nyina Ghana nkuto ni oman a ewo asase papa ebi ni bebia
yes eno kre and eno kre
enso ye ne ho ye dey e ho kire ye so ye mpanimfo omuntu kwai ana omuntu kwai konkrofo man so omu yale mpa omu konkrofo man so no omu kokojo mo hayalsa na me no mienu aye ni bi no so e he ne enko enti edru bra asese mama ye ka no kora kire ye mpanimfo no mo ba no mo kan edian sa 24 hour economy na wo de be abe me ne mutena ye mo odo yi ho no e ka kire wo se enye easy se sa asem a wo kan ebetima ye ana meboa sa 24 hour economy na ye ka ho asem no mpo no from Kromatam e wo ho what you say en Kromatam na wo ho because a 24 hour economy na mo kan no so obi ye adwuma no mpon okoka ntamanto aye won tade aye pam wo ho obi ko anopa obi ko wia obi ko anajo that is 24 hour economy
bana enye aban no nhihye yo
enti ye mo nhihye ya bi wo ha wo aban no de ba wontimi emfa nye politics na mo hu ani so ade hu saa no enka because onye ize se wo aban no betimi aye se ohaya aye ti wo ye general manager wo deputy wo ho enye ize se wo be sole ko efie se wo deputy entena wa konwa so na onya dwuma enye ize sa
yes point
what you say enti nimi bo ho a wo ba eye woni so ade hunu enti wo ba na wake wo mo ye private work no e ho na sa nyama ni timi ye dai e koso na government work no so a e wo ho no nye ba bia na sa 24 hour economy no betima ye dai akọ
because wo na be ka se won koye ni Ghana card anajo
thank you ena nyo obi anso ena obetima ka chen se adwuma government work bia no na betima ka chen se wo kọ na we mra enti se basa de na se wo hia se wan kasa wo bebe companies industry ama wan kasa wo de sa de na to so sa de no so scan ho enti ade na akoka kasi se aye na ada on se sitie enti de anya kan se ye kase ye kwachira ye be kan sem bebre enti nukure eye nukure a sa de na policy na wo ho no mo se enye mihu se ebra etwa no demonstration bebre dey e koso enti se nya na se waba na so ba de beba de a de eye eda ho no be ma esika de a ade na ye twen enti nam kase bibia mo ye mfa nya politics on se fo esem no ye de ko hye eyi ekufu ado tam kufu ado kwa de ni tra meyeye obehia corona mebwa
ne de ne ye eyi corona
by ansa na Russia eyi no so eno so ye dey e ba ye hwamani a papa no hu ye Ghana hankwa na ma workers tina fia na otua omuka ana mebwa Italy government okachi se wonye sikod betua omuka enti na ma yi telephone ye dey ewu bebre no enti ye ko ye share se ye de akoshe we ene wote ye ka se eyi ka se ya benti no fo ye ebe kosoro ye enti bibi wa we ma mo ma ye mfa nye politics What you say? Because a year I was so many bad. I took a reason a plan who say ya and an echo and as a eba. And did the man can say, one hour campaign in your way and what can say now obey umpire himself so bad a bebway and Tidiana ye train. Ye hear, Sebeba, and tis a minority court parliament say, I buy no chadua. Dear what kind of any catch us such and also cry up wow, said by income at the Ayadi and I'm and tis will be a power pump my show comedy and Anasa. And to be friends and young from Sobiana, Omoka, wait, a backhand said, he said, Omaka said, to the
point where minority put pressure on the government, so more delay in terms of reintroducing.
They were raising one tier almost so air because near what kind of Long Friday, they know the person to we and to Moon Baba. What I say, we because Jefu and can and a monster of Bayano, Senema Bebre has a munim, set and pay the two say ya. A bram say dollar abba from no, eh? Dollar abba from 4 abba from my yet for us. And then I say, you baby or I did for any baby. Yenny baby or I did boy when I say for no walk osra. You bet me a usua copim say, you bet me a one higher. One of my say oil family crime, my kiss a man of a cosro into a whole day. It is a more can when nobody wear bar. Politics, political talk, and I'm with the boom mine. And then I make us say, I'm why you nada. Mumma young fan to one way, but young can't do crunch and penny for a group brass. I said, ya cook your name.
Open your Kusi, young shadi. No crab and say a catcher and pin for NCC from your side. Then I'll be kind no cray, a simple for the
The American one American say, Mumma young for political talk no. And Tonchain, Yamfa de Beboa or Manu. Crack Yamianum, a Ghana for ya, Okine.
Market women.
Market women. What did ye not Omoka? Almost say, Omoha, they say. A Ghana Hano, ya was I say. Now, all walking out near desert so. Omokra, let me Yantos. Omotos and Oma Monsieur Frigana. Omotion Tos in General Frigana. And he say, Omo desert assassin, was a sipa. Who bet me be as idea almost a yensuo. What you say? Omoka and so last week, Mitiamo radio station be not more if they view 1 MPB or say Omunam Kwaso Omuka is a voter region, Akokati so no more be a factory. You bet me a ton in Tosia Bani Mokwabani. I didn't know solution no. Solution is a day in Yabeya Ghana for so bet me dear and Tosino. What you say? Almost all about Tabaka say yensuo, yensuo. Enti mumu yenya ensu a yebetimi ede ede adua yentosi no ebasa ye ho yede enkyere nanam se ensu nti no akoya season ti say 6 months ensu no toto no e na yetimi yede adua yi eno ne ade sese mumu ye hwese ebehia ye ne ebeye enya se yankwankopa president ne chaw because of say na wo ma ye kwan ya meto enti yede entimi ne yede atem bi ebeko ba bi enti mumu yemfa politics aniema ehu hia se me pese me kwa me de me yese ne hu se me na me yese ne nto nchen esa tem bi etwe sika se no ese no na etwe amamo no so kwakire enti e bete se de etie na the politics ne de mumu yemfa nto nchen na niema bebo o man mumu yeni so.
Okay, but Agyei Kusi no politics de ono from the one who advocate say obetena ha no mo a apart from say ye beka bibi within NPP no. He doesn't do politics like that. Or you know, say yenjai the assay ni muntu ho na yemfa de biti ma yema na yi. Regardless, tobuti na ma bibi kakra. O ye ne den kra na ma iska. Kronu kum, but e den a obenya bi. When am people say half a loaf is always better than none. Say okasa obi ma opan no, na otwa bi ma wa pan no. But ni nyina so ma wa pan no. Eti dodo na ebenya ne dodo ebefi mu ne ade de ebenya kakra wom. Now, essentially, unemployment so, especially persons with disability. And say you reintroduce TOLLS no. Ebeboa. Me who say elsewhere, man for the social media so say Ghana for are you in support? Say yen some fact TOLLS in mra. And I say yen fan to answer because ye ja TOLLS are affecting a higher day. And I say higher. Can we go without the TOLLS or just a sound back? Another question say Bisaranti. Oh, there you can keep your questions, you can keep your contributions. When the phone lines are activated, you can ask your questions right to me. Ako. Bro, finally, yen share the name Ghana from Bremubi. Are we supposed to politicize Hankoboy and as a yinja politics in Tunche?
You see, when it comes to national development, once Ghana is being governed by different political parties now. Party biya per se, or Ghana for say, or no na onima mamu yi. So when you say we should put the political discussions aside, I don't really understand. But what I will support is say, young kind of credit chair timamufono. I think say that would be the best way for us to go. You see, the whole fact of the matter, and he said, "What press conference now? Me now." Now, I'm more patch say, "Omo di shishe gu akwemu ana eche say, nkomo sande ye den edeba." But sisi amiti ese mi bisa, me papa say, apart from their so-called documentation of what they call parliament, so omo sande ba. And shishe ebe bium, eno mo di gu akwemu say omo sande to gu tene ye den eba. And this time, no, the most important thing as in this our discussion is say the necessity and I say the importance of the toll booth, no, is a different matter, but time is also of essence. We are in a country, the responsibility of every country is to protect the interest of the citizens. You protect us, our properties and everything. We are in a situation fuel prices, and this is an issue, say it is going to be directly associated to fuel prices. In the wisdom of government, when we introduce toll booth today, it will overburden the final consumer, and so therefore government decided to overburden trains. So what I'm saying is NPP, it is within their right. Say on demand, they say government can be say obey. But when to me, share government, say time I open on fanye then and on fanye. Okay. Well, like I'm telling you, no, the time a government be a person or they introduce or they implementing the policy, no, it depending on more. The strategies, any kind of person policy in air then, a performing effort, and or they are introduced. But going me offer no or can see, I would like to talk about it. No, can be about 24-hour economy, and then government needs to create companies and all that. Me person me business say the millions of cities not more spending or one district, one factory. Kusi saying because if the so-called companies now are proposing and the government would have implemented this one district, one factory. Very simple. Because already President Nana Akufo-Addo has already built the factories. So all we need is what? The implementation of the policy. Not policy, no, I kick-started. But you spent our money on one district, one factory. And today you yourself, if I ask you to point just one factory to me, won't you? Say after wasting our money on one district, one factory, government should go and look for another money and come and build a company. And you think that can happen overnight. You also talk about D-levy. Say government, E-levy, and on the cost of petrol. It is not true. Obi or better say government redistribute E-levy into D-levy of what? D-levy was introduced as a result of the gains we got. Say fuel prices near then. A bar from fuel prices drop away, and then in the wisdom of government, energy sector, yes, energy sector, very good. So government came in a cool approach, and then begged Ghanaian say, "Send your making gains, entity one city, 9 family. I invent energy sector levy, sector debt now, a war on." And indeed, I think last year or so there was a news that say, government need to maybe." And I am lucky now. This year, this Middle East tension has started. So, be obeka say government redistribute E-levy into D-levy. It is not true. That thing is palpable force. Now, no fuel prices and all that. You see, NPP has always resorted to telling lies. Now, let us dwell our conversation on 2024 alone in connection to fuel prices. 2024, so what international marketer. Now for crude oil price, it was $79 per barrel. At that time, now President Nana Akufo-Addo Agyei no more ton fuel a liter, Ghana for 15 cedis. Today, as we are sitting here, Okine international marketer, the price of crude oil is around $91 to $98, and fuel petrol is around 13 cedis, and I think diesel is around 14 point something cedis. Indeed, then I just say you were better managers of the economy as compared to what the current administration is doing. I just want my brother, my uncle to tell me, say, wait. Did you say NPP was better managers of the economy than that? Because at your time, you had the crude oil price reduced, but you were selling the oil, the fuel to Ghanaian people
at a higher price.
I feel no count the death of the Burkina Faso for say, and yet as a result of assassin, na insunti. You see, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Kotna Asempa FM, and no can say, Omuba Ben. the main achievement, and I said the most important achievement of my achievement on Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, any the construction of the Polugu Dam. So I say so irrigation, farming, irrigation, and a bobra.
Yes.
It is a why a Polugu Dam. I just say farmers are more that include. On between so no money water nanka by now Kenya. Yeah,
we do any
You squandered $12 million on the Polugu Dam. Today when you go there, the Polugu Dam is not there, but the money is finished. So I said now Accuses. You see, we have to face the reality, just like all say, for politics in Tunchen. No. We want to dissipate the nation's resources and tell us that we shouldn't tell Ghanaians. We will say it, but no credit necessary. You have to accept the fact that you failed the people of Ghana by squandering the money which was meant for the Polugu Dam, $12 million in Yesikakitwa. We even saw $1 million it became a news in Ghana. It is what spent $12 million. Now went to me and provided pent-up in the name of the Polugu Dam now. And then today, when I was about to say, "Omusi eyisu, na wedi musika no, ya kopa nsu nu eni na aba." But just what it is time say SSC enya abutre edema President John Dramani Mahama. President Dramani Mahama no our irrigation schemes plan e was the manifesto. And I believe say with time no oba implement this money nyina ma sa nyama biti aye. Ensanye den. Ensan enkosubiu. And that is what I want my brother to understand. And the issue of TOLLS, bringing back TOLLS, time is of essence. The crisis now you will see here. So, president, no sensitive government. I won't say if you see these kind of challenges. Fuel prices are increasing. Even yesterday, I read the news say, Cooper for us and predicted the coming days, fuel price ever rise 18 cities. And no sensitive government will overburden the citizens with additional tax. Okay. That is clearly impossible. So president is going to reintroduce the TOLLS system. But what I can say on authority is that at this time, president will not do it. Because the president Mahama will be ordering Ghana for. The whole coming in and Yesika are free a year baby. Na yedia baby yedi. But Ghana for na yes I yes I did every more. And you say bibi da yenim dada then cry yen so. Now some for so say government inside and reintroduce tax no now some overburdening Ghanaians. Then it means you are not being sensitive with the people of Ghana, you are not being empathetic. You just want the Ghanaian people to be overburdened, just like you redistributed the TOLLS into e-levy with the mentality $6.9 billion at the end of the day. You couldn't even generate half of the revenue. So you can't create a revenue gap and then force a ruling government to fix the problem. We accept and we know that the TOLLS never won. No generate revenue magama. Maybe anyone more revenue. Revenue but time is of essence. At this time, we are seeing I walk into crisis now. You need some fat tax be overburdening the ordinary Ghanaian. Ghana for complain.
May I say Samuel Okine Ekasama NDC Amanyukuno. Medana me ho aba se me ba na afi mini wedding komo wa wo fie no me bisa say emre aye wo mu yi ehu hia say the TOLLS no baba kana say the ba how early, how fast, how quick and unya yanka yen famra minority for the pressure egu aban so say within this short time no hwe na onsan reintroduce TOLLS no a former government no egu no for a reason best known to them. So one person more modernizing no and one person more hear the forefront no and I say whatever way they want to do it no your baby sawa woofy and say yemfa TOLLS in mra was it okay because as we speak most people lose their jobs because of sadness and a physical can generate from TOLLS no na yetimi dia ye kwan ne ade ye lose and a fain so one more no mutumi ton ade or traffic ni mu or sa point no enya wo mo anu aduane ni ade nyina no wo mu nyina wo mo anu aduane abo mo dodo no a fififi mu akwa ye ya other things ni ade a eti ye beba na ebedi hu ko but ma menko Franco Trading Enterprise fa kachiti awamra Franco eton your friend is home appliances wo mobile phones te say Nokia, Samsung and afin so one ewo iPhones afi home appliances ni nyina wo moto ni nyina bi ma menda na me hu tia won ko maka chemra me ba na fi de which ready atwa ma ye ba sesia
Aha, a Franco. Aha, na open mobile phone, papa. And a buffo of all types, Ubenya Efri, accessories, papa. Aha, na Ubenyano. Laptops, papa. Aha, and the wall. Share TV, NT, or the TV sets, papa. Abba. A Franco TV. Use the Franco stove. Nasa enormous yebe contema. We a washing machine Franco e de Abba. A Franco air conditioners. Papa. And on a mechan for a mouth. Franco. Essence so of fridges of all types. Franco dream hunting. Walk off for microwave. Papa e de Abba. And a year higher home chimeko bill. Abra blenders. Papa. Franco diaba. Again, our person would juicy. We a bayen simple.
And now that journey home. Also, what time you from 5 minutes? Not traffic at you. Until when no, not 1 hour. And until and a Franco. I join the customers and the Ghana and the Viasia Fanena at the online shop. Kessie Abba. Or sit dear Upebia, say a original electronics. Any home appliances there. You will home out. TV na washing machine, air conditioner, gas and electric stove, CCTV cameras, microwaves, blenders, phones, accessories, laptops, any near who pay beer. The Obeya say, who will download the Franco trading app on Google Play Store and Apple App Store. Who will call your website to you so www.francotrading.com. Simply be sure what you me paucho apart from numbers na a good screen so no me friend numbers be Franco online yeah sharp yeah sounds so reliable.
Your friend is saying TOLLS, reintroduction of TOLLS. 2022-2023, very about and buying was it 22? No, 23-24, baby. Yeah, and say TOLLS nedia kwan biaso. Say one more. Your friend is saying Agyei operation no. Say nebeya a bit easy traffic. Na womwetimi aye ne se ne ompeso moye na omuyi fi ho e de electronic levy ana e-levy e ba Ghana for di hu nkomo kan ya se e-levy no na enya ade e ba beboa because Ghana for no ngasa breadada but di otwika de eye den a obi to butu obetimi etua no 1 Ghana city ma me nko ahoma no se first caller bi abaso ma me ntie no na fo adwen pofa bra na yenko 0551 556622. Good morning.
Good morning, Abe. Apa vous dites?
Okay. Obetimi afra bas 0551 556622. TOLLS. Minority force aban in Sanfa TOLLS no. Emra enimeni ya. Aban say we plans for that. But omugu so ye ntotoye. One person mo si no kama. Me no ka se nkofo elusu mo djuma e wo TOLLS. Say yegu no no omo do so pa. Ma me kwa ho ma no so first caller bi wo so na mintie no. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Abe. Apa vous dites?
Yes, sir. Efo me ho
also. Yeah, obanjo for chia opa.
All right, mami tio.
Yo, Abe, tombo to no. Wana na push ona bo amakwata se. One castle tombo. So on farm go parliament. One catch obi a isore no pape or say tombo to no eye juma bio. NDC there over time omo the tombo to ba. Nti mi nua sami asema okan no my jina so pa wakan kore no pa anya mo kwata na be ka je say tombo to no o de be janadia amokwata ne kan o se o de tombu to be ye janabia the NDC for no ye fa ye janabia emenu so say ye be use ye be use woni nyame ye juma
Efo ye da say ampa at a point no wo mo ye ne say wo mo de toe boot joint point ne be ye ye friend say be bia e bia ye call long journey na edu ho no ebitime easy ye ho at a point that is what we heard some person mo de ye no nti toe boot na NPP for ni plan say o me sign and I said one ye bibia farm because the plan was that to ease traffic because I said na ma traffic back room dodo near there forgetting say na toboot no FH sika so what I said if you are in support say toboot no embra back in minim ya no a obetime de wadwe mpode aba ama yakọ ye numbers no so 0551 556622 0551 556622 na de wadwe mpode aba na sami wo hwe de say at a point we can say can fanye convert into toilet facilities. Oh, yeah. Yes,
so something that you want to convert it into a toilet facility and today you are calling the government to bring it. You see, MPP collapsed this toll booth issue without a proper plan.
Yes, they are
not having any plan. Even the modernization they are proposing in their so-called press conference. Why are they not being able to state to say plan say this were our modernization strategy. I might so the collapse toll booth. And you know, ye drew Hanno. In case you say baby I did drew no nanka ye drew be 60% or 70%. If government leaves it a be ha or mine because at the end of the day whatever intervention government goes into your taxpayers in Sikana ye
okay.
Says Agyei so say amanye den and twice on generating income. Send the bear and go back government are investing into something that is not generating us any money. That conversation is also what different. But you collapse it and you even propose that your brother and you propose say Monday structures in a war. They have no proper plan. Because if truly say Omuka so a public place of convenience in the place I didn't think 8 September 2023 almost a physical government or 1 million Ghana cedis to go and collapse those structures. Something that you feel say economically you can convert it into something useful for the Ghanaian people.
No, not one way say Magiska na say Uduana. You have to use Magiska. You
have to pay as a country. You use I say Utiana or mine for because
yes.
Say import on way near the ma with physically challenged issues.
Yes, can cry advisable.
Yes, we call Choco man probi baby on use public toilets. The partner no do on one abrewa on team cover biana.
Yes.
But another day no benya bibi kakra den ashen. So even if they have done that and can you make maka say o mo take good step. But you collapse it with the mentality say mo be introduce e-levy. Because at the time, they felt say all Ghanaians, most of the Ghanaian people were using mobile money. Even at that time, then this year stands about that e-levy introduction. We say, after na Ghana has a yet this digital transaction.
Yeah, yes.
Every day I've been saying here, if you are seeing now, you see car you spending on about 6 to 8% when they have physical money. And what you see?
Yes.
They are sharing they are what bank, they are what say come despite what they want mama or they. President Nana Danko, I want her to go meaning when you put all those things together.
Say on one is
yeah. When you put those things together, it constitutes about 6 to 8% of the total world money. And a physical. They are digital money. If you a computer, so your bank account, mobile money, so near that. Last 2 years, KPMG saw the people out there every week. 66% of Ghanaians use mobile money. That tells you say even with the mobile money, you say a taxing a year. And say ensure say about 90 to 100% of the Ghanaian people use mobile money. Send a bear the collection of the tax, a bear uniform.
Yes.
Then come back to be to your tax, be now being
NTB.
So I start me say it is good so we introduce that electronic levy. Name Yamagana for no use mobile money now, no one used to it.
Yes.
And we can even do it in such a way say this normal taxes are market to near the Adrian you with me electronically because I know the day all Ghanaians are what are using mobile money and we can even use that system to tax the informal sector and we could have achieved that 6.9 billion target now almost 31. But they felt at that time government needed money and we needed to implement that policy so that we can go and borrow more money. So they just introduced it, said that fiscal space, no? IMF loan. And no IMF loan. without considering the fact that you are creating unemployment. It means who person creating unemployment. This disabled people, I call them physically challenged. As I said, these are people that almost facing fierce discrimination in this our country.
Yes, very.
They go to places to go and look for job, and they will just look at them. Who are intelligent? Me, I've been with.
Yes, they are so intelligent. Yes.
So when you say physically, so they are very intelligent. We have very intelligent people who are physically challenged.
So mama na menya dey. Ebusu abetime dey wadwe mpɔ dey aba. Your phone lines no. Ewo TV screen so 0551 556622 betime dey wadwe mpɔ dey aba. Road tolls and as a toll booths. Yeah, Agyei Jumaye. Ewo aban etwe mu na peso. Aban etwe mu ya minority for na ejina aban ikon so aban foforo ikon so say on sanfa toll booth nimra. What is your point? What is your stand? Ya famra ana say ekoye as a few way obi ancha dan hu e bia nti ekọ ana say yen sanfa mra biom na mwaye. Eno ne nkomo ana pe yedi wa nti obetimi do adwe mpɔ de afa 0551556622 so de aba. Na yetie dia so we Ghana ni o contribute ye esa say o use car o fo car o die nkitenkite bia na driver for no dia o mudi tua na yakwan asai time on na toll booth no na yakwan ye anyway yakwan ye ni nyina put those things into consideration that for adwen pobra na fe ye kobra sami wi na me nko pani Kusi wona ye wi
ntino baby I have do no and when we yes can say be reintroduce we didn't promise say be reintroduce physical structures like what we were doing previously. Is there no mind economy and say that digital migration? They say baby possible say be migrate digitally you see it me then. Today as we are speaking, say Koba say the digital scan mobile money so. Communication minister is also proposing say yensanye SIM card
re-registration,
which means say your SIM cards na use no crown.
Yeah, problematic.
Nti say ka say you introducing this here, e be posing more harm than what you saw now modi collapsing previous times.
Okay.
So it will only be prudent say you be nyamre ama government no. Now implement it. It was like I said, President policy President bi obeba odi ni initiative beba bia no ono no nim emra within the 4 years space no odi be introduce. It is good ye nyina ye nim say oman no ehia sika dia ye nyamanyama bi, but it is the same venture ya na mo say ingenuity enough money nti ne yenye den ye nyin free o ave that sorry I mo say ingenuity enough money nti yensan famra. So I say emnyamre ema government na ye investing in technology me try the appropriate ways you share this DBL for documentation. We have to take all those things into consideration because then say problems are not associated with it. Now, mudina so now mudi collapse.
Yeah, but say face the same problem.
Government rushing or implementing. They are face the same problem. So government is not just one kind of development now. Who call it for say we should put aside politics and focus on development.
Okay.
Not just say me anything. Say obi anya one but the government be implement it. Na say koba say be in such a way say e be create employment for the disabled people now. Meaning say no so government be share. No why ni say be the old problems na associated with it no. Yes, Uncle Fisi, the same problems. And my father was also saying something about these cocoa issues. Say if he say so say yati cocoa soda. So kasa enya no credit. You see, this cocoa issue, no, na Mr. Nami who say, and your Ghana determine the price of cocoa. And this is see a cocoa farmer, now a cocoa farmer, channel see who names are. Then clearly, no, like I said, you don't know what you are saying because as a party communicator there, as I say, some of these petty things, cocoa prices have always been determined by the international market. Now, who pulled the cocoa price on the international market to today? There has never been a single year the price of cocoa yati so international market to the extent say the local price no exceed the international price. Every government enters into a business to make profit.
Yes.
Another day cocoa board is there say okoton cocoa na obema farmer no 70%. Na
or 30%.
Abobra even out of that 70% no emu na yeto SAT this free
enema ye dey cocoa hu
na mu dey cocoa farm ni nyina no sa 30% ni mu na ye den any to free. So if today we are claiming say price now according to the extent say local price exceeding more than 1,000 Ghana no, government should do with we are not being fair to the government because from the time of establishing Cocoa Board in 1947, Cocoa Board has never been financially independent, despite the fact that President Kufuor Papa Bedi Agyei from 1969 to 1972. At that time, Cocoa Board, I didn't think I went to me. You came to power, President Kufuor came to power. From that time, one case when the dance say Cocoa Board and nekasa till now. I didn't think I went to me. I didn't think that one district, one warehouse is now promise. Because if right now government says, me present me to cocoa ni go and the current price, now me say now me cocoa ton international price.
Okay, Mamintie last caller ina yanko yetie we are Agyei last submission yako. Good morning. Opinion to make good morning.
Good morning, Rabbi.
Yes, sir. Baby, I oshe me fini odi opinion.
Where is a show fit Taboradaji?
Okay, idi Mamintie.
Rabbi must send you information at the amount. It's money in I said, if you should undo it.
Oh,
yeah, Baba, our school or free field man, to school school.
Oh,
it's on school or an sister or an your friend.
For information, Mammy, o say, Umia ba now, Baba.
Me Baba, Madame family chief, the ba, me bra, ba. It's must send it when the amount.
Okay. Why you fear on my fee?
O free field Monday, obedi Salah, no school, obedi Salah. Obedi Salah, or school back. Up to date, or now on blue school from Monday, o free field on 3 p.m. On blue school here, who lesson training, on blue school here. I pay the child up to date in fact, and now police station, and I expect media so 7. Makoye if your police can say there what did it swipe there obi a una betimi actually be ayo na on number.
Wow, so sorry.
Na ida esi esukra dia him nkoma mudi ya bi e pa koku a me nya e kan watem e ka say rolet betu se koku na koku gumru mu a na sebi ye nyobia manento ye nyobia mane export koku Sata no mekai omo a omoni kakra be kaya all is eba na wo cinema hall cinema hall no me emfa say minim dey let you describe so we don't promote sisi wo and because of the video ni internet ntiama ni na ko number tiwa ayema ehwe sini Sundays the whole weekend na yi 12 yi 6 na roll the suit the pokogu na ya twi amapogu omo si na na twemu ade kowurum akoswa koku oba nya se ye jawpa adwene se bia woti wo hwese no onye edima bia ye ukoswa koku na oba ye tiawka ema milu ema chocolate rolls edi side mawu ta ma na koku gumrum nti koku asma ye kan yende ene nyina so jitu se abai we are that's previous government aye na do abai a oba ye nyina ye ti se koku asabi yendua ye omo ne kosi awa anamwa yen na eche mawe koku a yen bia yo edikosi awa eje ngusia nti ende sabe ti adoko se du bi beta koku na ewiasi na nya be bia ye to koku no omo se ne bo abapon nti sabe yen tiso ansa na tinya to na aban bia ba o se me hwe nti so na mate no ba bi me kaka be kamo we ya dia sabe bi ni ka watam a se sabe bi fa bi e koso e wo mamne other side bi if I hear about some people who come as that side no up to date the people here because of we nya dia ompe e bia na the mood of station say yes so something contract and if na ba clearly say contract you bring me because of your passage money call e cost intentamenti abi make try as we say for within 3-4 months make try adjust no ejuma ya within 3 a month to 3 months make sure ejuma ya speed as money e dey ko the best say NPP when you abotre sabi why be yebi obi so aba so yebi a ne nyina ye mboa na koka no nya de beboa se ye to 1200 maybe I twem na de ye to 600 500 a no se mutimi ye ko na obje obu man e fonfonko be ma wure fi nka abo me dance
men so me dance idi from Tabora Alhaji and on the way Dubai openi ma me ni wi ana okay say wi o submission ana we wi
the president make can say this mikuku issue or the abai say aban poka say obeto koko no at the current price na we keep na price no e rise here esisi enya warehouses a ye be store koko no Even though you were already in your warehouses, but as soon as I'm buying intentional, say I'm buying for the purpose of storage. It means the volumes in bedding. Increase. It may exceed the existing warehouses now.
Yeah, one.
Now, because me bizarre say one district, one warehouse. Yeah, from me see. Government can easily even go and borrow money because when you say they are price investment them. Government can borrow money and buy the cocoa, store them in the warehouses. Price in cost now at home. But you didn't do put down any proper mechanism here to address some of these challenges. It means that the more opposition. The only thing I'm mobile say the new administration. Kind of faswa or best of mess now more creative.
Okay.
And it we the NDC we are not rejecting the fact as I say reintroduce Tollbooth. But what I want to state is say more rush and destroying without putting proper mechanism.
Okay.
But you can't say me child.
Mama fa last caller no na yanko opinion na otwa to kra.
But me chemi na pasa kwa kumaba.
Okay.
Na dia be akunu ba akunu say. Esa won people. Won fe pa. We deep politics say here. And these people 24 hours economy. Almost somebody ban. Why? Adebi wa ekotia ye mabine wo Ghana anu payfo yi wo mani anu payfo na ya akese si de akese to da wo brochire ada yetumefo ye wo chire ye Burkina Faso for so mo me pamplet ya anu ya ba da ya fun kese e wo Ghana and ne Ghana duwe no politician tata for mo go for no be ka se me de eti Ghana ye kwa na ye ba no mo so mo go for no be ta ka sem de no wo no wo kan wo kwa na ye ba oni pe ni yes ka kwa mo chire o yare a wo no wo ba ka sem no wo so yare a o ko confirmati ana kwa lebu mi du be si ya first be bye bye.
Yen so ebeja wo ya bye bye openi na yen wie preko.
What the NDC government is focused on doing is they will reintroduce but not this time fuel prices rising.
Okay.
When you do that you are just engaging in an insensitive act.
Okay.
You be reintroduce in a modernized way.
Okay.
Without repeating the very mistakes in here from you free one.
Me da say Samuel Okine NDC communications team member. Openi Agyei Kusi. Openi ma yen wie preko na ye finally na for no decent.
Me di manu me bu se me nua asem ba ko bia Okine. O si NPP for ye bia propaganda. Na pese bu se anse propaganda na asikire ni say.
Propaganda no.
Yes. Asiane say unu no kre.
Na unka.
You see, propaganda.
Oh, Master, question to answer.
Propaganda in
Master,
depends on how you channel it.
Maybe say what you man no question to answer.
Propaganda so ya the papa but if you are doing it.
Yeah.
Abe. You busa wasema. Na we are doing question to answer.
No.
Say ya makasa ebebre.
Ebi o wanchiremu.
Because dabi. If you achi ni abofo no, ade na menti ase. Enam se kire mase. Wo kire mase wie kasa bie ni obi.
Na enye kasa na dinta se.
Wa kire me kire ase. Say za na tie dia ene NDC for ye atrofo pa mu atrofo hine.
Oh.
Yes.
Sir.
Say unim no kura na te say on ka dia. The whole political party nim nyina NDC na ne wo propaganda secretary. Me bo mo kan chem se me boa. Ntine na mo practice atro se mom Agyei no kura pa mom yan enkyere mo se mom ko kan no se de ene atro ene no kura se nti ye ka atrofo a ene NDC for be da se.
Okay.
Eba o ka abe first na me hu se nso bi different bi na mo disi ya me boa. Ana enso fu bi na se nso fufuro na aba.
Yes.
Ana
yes.
First na de na eba na standard ana
say because of advert nti ye mo so.
Okay. Enti wodi be sisan we sisan no ade we ba ni nyina enye nsu ana ensu
yes
wo se 11 ye ye free ho ana me boa tax na egu oman no so oman no ye bre enti yi afiri ho ana anya boa na se ko hye petrol mu a eno de nya Ghana ni netu ana hokra ye more than 11 no what you say enti se wo koka ni ye koka wo de wadwen se de o kase political ayibia wo ne hihye no wo hihye nse kufu ado o tax ndem mpe ba me so me de me beba nti me yu de na furo na me de beba ni nyina na tax ana
tax
nti o person kire say enye wo yifuro no amfa amade a amfa bibi fufuro bia amade a fine ba wo yifuro wo de fufuro bia ba no kra no generate child de na ewo ho no nti wo person kire say aye kokwa na se akwantuo
na me mount
o tia say enti de make an say o che o se enei untimi entwantro because of phone ti anameboa
social media
go enkuma pencil bepim se international koko ayi no ekosoro ama okuani ya tini sika so da ebinsi da gogo ena behu se president be pencil ena wide market koko ya tie so a ya tie akuafo sika so akuafo sika yemfien se ka ya tie so da binsi da etu betena kan we kire me a akuafo no ti ombabo what you say nti the make can say
okuani ba mo no fe no tie what is all gaza something the
brasa me ma
oziko kwa ye bia bra mo de Kusi press today as we are speaking
dem catch them
supply the international market with
dem catch them atro ne kure se koko obi koko oni ekufo adu na ba ya kuani wo koko ase na wo twagu ni esa ma osika ne ma wo de sade akande a wo de ye wakoni be koko ne dikosi awa strategy di to koko na mo ba e mo pese mo nkunya ani adidifu no e na ayemo saa wo ti ase adia ne di to koko no ama e kama no e na mo besesa ye e na abom so emfa so buma na mo prenti no e na abom so na mo duma ni bia akawia akuafo so mo mfa akuafo nya hwi mo mu akuafo nti no mo te wa wakasa bebre mitra nti wo de metima no se empanifo se asempa yetia menka no tenten bia de me twa to an se NDC mo president ya otiso ya ona kan wo se wo ye politics ya atro kakra no kure kakra enu na yehu ni nei enti mo amamehu se propaganda ko ye yi dia na se NDC mu de atro hene no me bia me kan me se abe se me kodi suni ho se me ko se me hu yare yi no ka kire me se kokope ayi kontompo ni bra ne betim dia ye wo se ye duro ya na me sia me ni NDC na me san ho me nya kontompo bia ni bia me de nyankopon jamo me dam ase
me so me da ase ebusua era Agyei Kusi NPP communications team member na yenua be ma idi request or the buy no announcement say me ye ni tiawa na fe ye ko na o se wo munua ba ko okọ nursing training no Volta region obedi sala ofifie Monday no till now wo mu hu ni tia kwan onkodu school and if you so on samba back on your TV screen no one day to her missing person last seen no Monday 23rd March 2026 4 p.m. and ofifi se oku school ewo Framantemu di no minim se benya ni ya Sulemi Haruna Abubakar Sulemi Haruna Abubakar yase ni din eno no na bia na wehunu obabi we ni atwa ne so obabi wehu se obi di na fa baabi a pepa chow eya no wa 0244 982520 ana 0556 612 moname ya hadi ebro 0556 612 0212 no na man do so ho no sa na man ebro nti wo de fresh na masi 0247 155 892 any of the numbers on the flyer no betimi afre na any nearby police station bia nso obetimi ehunu na obetimi na akọ ho ohunu kwara usuru se bia omo oni omo nam no ntumi nko report ya na ntumi nko che no a wo de kache police for say sister ye okwe wayira ye hwehwe na ye hunu mehu se krofobia kidnapping na hye baabi minim ni age ba ya mudu sa age ya muta ayira kakra asemu na nurse ni yeso a nursing training student me bom pa se onyira obeba back na ebusuafo so itimi nya no so mfa so nti baabi a onam bia behu ni bia no mesrewo ya na wabo aposifo amane wa friend numbers no na yensa aka Sulemi Haruna Abubakar onsa etimi aka no ebusuama yan sorry swe na yanko na mamini kan fast da ma Franco Trading Enterprise RKM properties say nsase e sha se ton ye no it looks as if say every day no see you born homoden e de bi ka ho sanse obi won mo a ompe East Legon ontimi nto hode no obetimi ato bi wo Kaswa obetimi ato bi wo Amasaman obetimi ato bi wo Oyibi Adenta Ebri Nsanwem eti sa areas ni no we try say every day no ye be secure lands e wo ho na obi aso etimi nye bi ato na aboa timi pacho Kaswa papa se me de wo Kaswa so a utwam wo jendefo no ho a okay my engineer jendefo na step for odom na se wo tra Liberia camp na tra your friend say utu breku and as senior breku ho no a jendefo na ye next jendefo ne chi ho pa no ho nyina nsa se wo ho no RKM de wo mu a ye ton afi wo tra jendefo no a na wo ko wini pa ti se de wo ko wini ba no a apostle Kobio Safo Kantanka baby a na ne sua ye no no ha baby o ye ni training center no sa wo na wo side ho no a de to aso ho nyina ye tonti mo pesa mo de ye fueling station ti e na ye twa kire wo no mo pesa mo de ye fueling station mo pesa mo de ye a block factory mo pesa mo de ye bia shops adache mfaso beba so amamo no sa se ho no wo mo ye kwan nti ho no kure bie dada etintem se obefa na mes no ye fra ho no gumua mpota ofa number no na oni ye di nkomo ya pebi wo ho nyina amamo ato ebo no ye fine nkrata aso de onim se RKM de nkrata de won feluda eno an se wa ye djuma ma o kama na ko wenim ti kwanchen de ni nyina no filling station for kra na ehia se wo se na bia mbetimi e de aye modjuma na so etimi aboa wo pese wo ye bi nso e de ye school bi ana o de bie bibi e de mfaso beba da ache a eye gumwa mpota eno eye opposite Kantanka training center ehwa a na obenya sansa ase nyina na etimi aboa fe papa se wo Kaswa obenya bi wo ai kind of blue ye no ewo after media junction wo Amasama Kwantempo no so afi obenya bi so Nsawem Ebri obenya bi wo ho East Legon Hills Shy Hills afi obenya bi wo Oyibi na afi so afienya na Temasi 25 Deftraco Estate afi finally na do akodo wenya pram Kwantempo Central University ho obenya sase wo ho nyina me patro ya na wa frɛ yen e was 0256 074 581 and 0256 074 571 numbers to call no your office there we are always open from anapa be say no wotwe ekopem no num wo dia anadwo kra frɛ a ye be fa ye no san say asase ya de amanfo ehia amanfo nti ye so kra pese 7 or more to frɛ anytime a won sa be kan ye na fe woni ye di nkomo bra office na ye mfa nkɔhwɛ asase no opea no asan ba betua wa de ka na asase na ye ho de na eno so etimi abo afei other sponsors e ka ho mo boy na pay na property de break no e ba wa kwan so eno ma mini kan faseda e ma twedi ampon yankopon na me faseda ma Samuel Okine ene afei so panyin Agyei Kusi TOLLS ne de se ehu hia se ba mpemfo hwem famra ehu hia nso de a se omo no mu wo hunumu se ade ne de ba se ne beye na emeboa magana nkore ni because kwan bia so you want a better Ghana, I want a better Ghana, we want a better Ghana. Na itimi amagana so nipa no onwini so itimi aje mamenda production team na se Mr. LED Ben ni Eronom enso ehwe camera ne sound no edemaye Michael Ejebodi e wo MCR no pe no wo duty na Thursday on tiene na twemu am se yo o de no na face social media for no so Pinky Akins ne DJ Powers wo na hwe social media no so de emaye and afi mi producer any production assistant bebre and the maiwa no princess nom Sandra nom ne obedia nom ne Adaskwa Sheila obia e bon ho modema production ya solid every morning producer ankasa Priscilla Owusu Boama ono kan sem si ni na odesoma mi ameso me de ba ye frɛ me Abeiku Yamoah na me ya adom akene tinkum e be san ba makrabina.
Them say life is sweeter than, but you for take it easy and make you know the rush and blow your meter on. Just get your hustle on.